You shouldn't have to drop out of school just to get away from drugs and just to be able to get clean and sober.
Taking notes, doing research. It's typical in a classroom.
Does anyone else need their storyboard for their digital story?
But what's unique to this high school goes beyond the education.
You shouldn't have to drop out of school just to get away from drugs and just to be able to get clean and sober.
That digital story is what gets you that B or that A.
5280 is a recovery high school in Denver. Executive Director Melissa Mouton tells us it's one of the fewer than 50 schools in the country focused on supporting personal lives, mental health, and substance use issues, as well as education.
Treatment is cheaper at a younger age. You avoid juvenile justice costs and incarceration costs, by the millions. We are avoiding homelessness. We're avoiding public assistance. We're avoiding joblessness, unemployment.
She and the director of recovery, Keith Hayes, explains so often children are left out of the conversation of addiction.
This is not just an adult disease. It affects our children. And because we're in the worst drug crisis our country's ever seen, kids are getting addicted younger and younger.
Drug overdoses are the leading cause of death for Americans under the age of 50. 6% of 12th graders use marijuana every day, and up to 30% of high schoolers use alcohol and binge drink. But kids like Carmine Urbina aren't just a statistic.
I started doing LSD and mushrooms. I was drinking heavily, every day, 2 bottles of anything I could get my hands on.
Carmine got high for the first time before he was 12 years old. He grew up moving frequently across the state of Colorado with a mother who was affected by addiction herself.
She did heroin, fentanyl, anything you could think of, she did it.
He and his siblings went through foster care and eventually got adopted.
I will always remember the first time that I saw them at their auntie and uncle's front yard. Just beautiful kids.
It's his adoptive parents, Steve Cummins and Mary Beth Taylor, who watched Carmine struggle through the pain.
It's the only time he's civil is when he is high, and usually he's not even communicative.
He'd pretty much get drunk at school, and then he'd sober up by the time I came to pick him up.
And while they say seeking help was a bumpy path, it eventually led them to 5280.
He's got these skills that he didn't have a year ago. He can advocate for himself, communicate well. He's learning to be a responsible adult while still being a very fun kid.
I never thought I could be loved by a random person or my parents because stuff in my past. But now I understand it, everybody here's got love for each other.
Recovery is about more than getting sober. And that's why 5280 partners with Full Circle, a 12-step based recovery community organization.
And all the meetings are very solution focused. And the idea is that the whole program is peer-to-peer, so it's young people talking to young people, as well as parents talking to parents.
Program director Ben Stinser watches these teens attend support group meetings and sober social events. And they learn to be kids again.
And if they can have that kind of smooth transition from the 3 p.m., get out of school, come over to Full Circle and hang out, it provides them with a seamless transfer of A, trust, but B, accountability.
I reached out really tough on him. I made sure he was okay.
Only 1 in 5 of the 2.4 million people who suffer from opioid substance disorder receive evidence-based treatment. It's one statistic these experts say could change if more programs like this existed.
Let's take what we do and apply it to more communities.
School is a phenomenal mechanism for recovery because we get to spend years with the kids.
Jesse Cohen, Scripps News, Denver.